comodo da venire seduti, so just finding a nice comfortable seat. It's always allow that gentle sway, quindi lascia che magari dondoli un po' destra a sinistra. And when you're ready, take a big inhale in through the nose. Long, easy exhale out. 2 more times, ancora 2 volte. Inspira. Long, easy exhale. Expira. One more time, big inhale. Hold it for a moment. And then long, easy exhale out. And just let go of any breathing pattern that you're holding. Allow the breathing to flow in and out as natural. And then slowly just guide your attention inwards into the body. And notice if any part of the body calls out for some attention. Just notice what's going on. Pian piano gira l'attenzione dentro nel corpo e nota se qualsiasi parte del corpo richiede attenzione. So you can do a body scan. You can start from the feet and head, up through the legs, the knees, that way all the way to the crown, or you can just sit and see if a certain part of the body calls out for some attention. So puoi fare tipo un scan del corpo, come una fotocopiatrice, comincia dai piedi. E pian piano ti sposti sulle gambe, ginocchia, bacino, cioè ti sposti come se fosse sposti l'attenzione e nota se c'è qualsiasi parte del corpo che richiede attenzione. Like that's sort of calling to you, that just may need a little bit more attention. And if you notice a space or a part of the body, just stay there for a moment. Just breathing. Resist the temptation to sort of run away from it and really sit with it. You can send the breath there or send some light there, whatever you like, or just sit. Puoi mandare là il respiro a questo posto o un po' di luce o stare con quello che c'è. E poi pian piano sposti ancora, finisci, se stai facendo lo scanner tipo puoi finirlo. Ancora se c'è qualche posto che richiede attenzione ti fermi un attimo e respira lì. So if you're still doing a body scan, you can keep doing a scan. Otherwise, you just stay with that part that is asking for a little bit more attention until it sort of fades out. You'll feel that it sort of shifts. And then you can move on and see if there's anywhere else that needs the attention. And then when you're ready, if you feel like staying there a little bit longer, feel free to do that. Otherwise, slowly open the eyes. So we do the same thing as we start. We start and just look, sort of scan the body and see if there's any part that's asking for more attention. And then We do the same thing with the physical body. So if you're sitting up cross-legged or a little waves, just slide into something. Slide into anything. You know, you might slide forward, you might lean back. Just slide into, if there's a part of your body that's recalling that attention, slide there and see what you can do. A lot of the shiatsu we can do, a lot of the stuff that we do in Australia is just leaning. You can lean into that place. So for example, my knee was asking for a bit of attention, and so I'll just squeeze around the knee, I'll lean into a place on the thigh, just find a really nice place, just sort of help to release that, I'll surround it. And I'll stay there until there's not much happening anymore, or it doesn't seem to be sort of asking, if that makes sense. It's kind of like an energetic thing. So just listening. Quindi se trovo un posto che richiede attenzione anche fisicamente, posso andare lì a quel posto lì e rimanere lì. Se ho tanta tensione qua sul collo e le spalle, che spesso emotivamente possiamo averlo, c'è un posto qua, questo pezzo qua del braccio, che massaggiandola rilascia tensione nel collo e le spalle. So you can use like a ball here. So as you're saying, if you have lots of tension in the neck and shoulders, that spot here, that fleshy bit just below the elbow, is a acupuncture sort of trick or point, and you can use like a ball or just massage that area. So it's just sort of finding, it's like giving yourself, it's like, you know when you go to the doctor and you listen and the doctor says, okay, tell me what seems to be the problem, and all they do is just listen, and that's what we're doing in the morning. So you give yourself sort of 5 minutes or a few minutes just to listen, just breathe and listen and think, oh, what's going on there? You know, the same, like if there's a thought pattern going around, but if there's a, it normally lives somewhere in the body. So finding that connection, finding what's going on, and not necessarily judging it in any way, just moving into finding something that does feel good in that space, or just leaving some space in that space. So breathing big and full in that space. So that's what that whole introduction and morning thing is about. Literally, it could take 5 minutes or like 2 minutes, and you could just do that in the mornings. Just sit up in your bed, see what's going on, and then breathe into it, give it some space, and just be with what is. I think it's the most powerful way for coming into the present moment. Often we're like running to the next thing, and we're running away from any pain, both in the physical body and mentally. And so what that does is that always projects us into the future or into the past to recreate the same story. So what we want to do is give that some space, give that some room, give our feelings some space, and hopefully what that will do is bring us most into the present moment. It doesn't mean you can't change things, it doesn't mean you won't go out and actively change something, but that's what that does. Ok, iniziamo. Quindi tutto quello da dire, trova quello che ti piace e fallo. Okay, so leaning back. Take a nice big inhale, lean back, create some space in the front of the body there, maybe swaying side to side, open up. Really find some room to breathe here. And then when you're ready, walk those hands forward. Lean all the way up and over. So walk the hands forward, create a big inhale to create some space here, and same thing, just leaning in forward into anything that feels nice there. Good morning, Janine. Good afternoon for you. So leaning forward and just move it around. Maybe walking over to one side, walking over the other side. And remember, with all my videos, you don't have to come on and do the whole thing. You don't have to be in your yoga clothes or on a yoga mat. You can just sit on the floor or sit in your bed. Just move around. Just give yourself 10 minutes to move around. Find what feels good. Take a big inhale here. And then long, easy exhale. Just fold up and over the leg. Let the head go and relax. Once more, big inhale. Long, easy exhale. Once more, big inhale. Easy exhale. And then slowly walking the hands back towards you. We'll lean off to one side, and however you like, coming onto all fours. So find your way into a nice quadruped, as it's called in Italian. So just finding your hands and knees. I will move back onto the mat because I'm on the tiles. That's what they call them. So coming up to however feels comfortable. I'll move straight into some cat-cows here. So gently dropping the belly, taking the gaze up, and then rounding everything down and taking the gaze down. If it's not comfortable, so just keep moving through that. If it's not comfortable for you to be on the knees, you can actually do this standing, just resting onto your thighs there, and the same movement happens here, right? Leaning down. The only difference is that what we're happening here is there's the weight taken off. The weight taken off our hips by hanging out of this. So same thing here. Cat cows, however you find yourself, either in standing or on all fours. And again, use this time to really find what needs some work, where some movement could happen, where you could open out. And then lean left from here, lean so far left that you can slide that right foot all the way around. Create some space in the hips here. Moving, so just swaying every side to side. Finding some room. And then when you're ready, walking those hands backwards, coming all the way back. A nice running stretch on this side. Take a big inhale, lift. And then easy exhale to fold all the way up and over the leg. Relax that foot. Relax the neck and shoulders. Once more, big inhale. Easy exhale. And gently walk those hands forward, crawling all the way forward, moving that weight forward. And tuck the toes at the back, and lift the hips up and back. Nice forward fold here over that front. And then push down to the left fingertips, gently twist it over to the right side. Let's twist and try and open it up. Breathe in. And then slowly coming down to a nice open triangle, gently press those right fingertips on the ground, swivel and over towards that left side. Breathing beautiful, open here. And one more from here, easy knees, pressing the left fingertips on the ground, swivel and open towards the right side. And then from here, gently lowering both fingertips to the ground, lowering that back knee back to the ground, finding some room here, maybe hanging out a while over one way to the other way. If there is a little bit more room, maybe coming down onto the elbows, so just exploring around, breathing beautiful. And if you find yourself, if there's a lot of resistance in the hip area, especially in the morning or open your mouth, just see if you can, back off. Don't be pushing or forcing. Back off into something that does feel nice. And then just breathe. Just breathe a little bit. Move a little bit one way. Breathe a little bit. Move a little bit the other way. Same thing. Same thing as when you're sitting and finding what feels good. And then lean off to that left side. So much so that you can slide that right knee all the way back. So coming back onto all fours, swaying a little bit side to side, and then leaning off to the right side so much so that you can slide that left knee around tray and create some space here. So creating lots of space this morning, hopefully for some creativity to flow through or just to get the day off to a good space. Breathing beautiful. And when you're ready, walk those hands all the way back to that running stretch, big long stretch. This morning, nice big inhale, long easy exhale, all the way up and over. And then when you're ready, crawl the fingertips forward, gently tuck the toes at the back, lift the hips and folding up over that front leg. We'll leave the right fingertips on the ground, swivel and open, nice reverse. Opening up. And then gently lower those left fingertips on the ground, easy knees, swivel and open towards that right side, nice open triangle. And breathing there, right fingertips on the ground, swivel and open towards the left side, nice reverse. And gently lower the hands to the ground. Again, find some room on this side that maybe we've opened up. You might like to move into something that feels even nicer. Rocking. And then slowly slide out that one, leaning right here. Slide that left foot all the way back. And around, coming back onto all fours. You know where we're headed. Gently tuck the toes, press down to the hands. Big inhale, lift the hips up and back. And down facing. Easy. And when you're ready, gently take a stroll towards the front of the mat, 1 foot at a time. Slide through. Once you make it, just slowly open over the legs. Press down through the feet, gently roll the spine all the way to standing. Big inhale, lifts you up. And easy exhale all the way up and over the legs. 2 more times like that. Press down through the feet, gently roll the spine to standing. Big inhale, come up. And easy exhale all the way up and over the legs. Leaning 1 more time. Push down through the feet. And roll the spine. Big inhale, lift. Easy exhale, up and over the legs. Allow the head go later. Leaving the right fingertips on the ground, swivel and open towards that left side. Big inhale, breathing out. Big inhale, lift. And then easy swivel. Left fingertips on the ground, swivel and open towards the big inhale. All the way back down. Nice exhale, just folding up and over the legs. Big inhale, come out to a long flat back. Easy does it. And then as you exhale, gently plant the palms and walk all the way back to that plank pose. We'll move straight through here, so gently lowering the knees, lowering the hips. Opening out into a gentle up dog, sway to side to side, that feels nice. Big inhale to open. And easy exhale, shifting the hips all the way up and back. Nice child's pose from here. So gently resting the forehead down either onto the arms or extending them out, anything that feels really nice. Big inhale here. And easy exhale. Once more, big inhale. Easy exhale. Once more, big inhale. And easy exhale. And shift the body forward, right back up through that. On all fours, gently tuck the toes in the back and shift the hips up and back. Come into downward facing dog. We'll see how slow we can make it. So leaning left this time. Take a big inhale, bring that right foot back up behind you. Maybe over the hip, over hip. And as you exhale, arch that right knee all the way around, coming around to that right elbow. Look forward, lean forward. Big inhale, take it all the way up and back. And as you exhale, gently draw it across the body onto the left side. Look forward, lean forward. Big inhale, take it right up and back. As you exhale, gently draw the knee towards the chest and plant that foot right by the hands. Push down, big inhale, come on. Easy exhale to soften. Big inhale to lift. Easy exhale, gentle twist to the right. Rock it back, big inhale, just rock it back in reverse. Easy exhale, all the way up and over. Crawl that way forward, coming all the way into Warrior 3, lifting out. Just hanging out. If you want to take that into a twisted half moon here, leaving the left fingertips on the ground, take a gentle twist. Easy does it, opening out, right fingertips by the ground. Opening out, nice open half moon. Easy knees, softening both fingertips by the ground. Allow that back foot to land. Find a place there, push down, big inhale, lift. And easy exhale, soften. Big inhale to lift. And easy exhale, open all the way up, nice and wide. Nice warrior 2 from here. Gazing out. Breathing in. Big inhale, lift. Easy exhale down. Rock it back, big inhale, rocking all the way back, warrior 2. Easy exhale, all the way up and over into that side angle, forearm finds the thigh. Top arm lifts. Breathing, we go full. Finding a nice hang place to breathe into something here. Maybe twisting around, taking that top arm around. Lifting up. And then we'll gently take the gaze to the floor, taking both hands down, leaning down, dropping that back knee, hit the back there, and walking that foot all the way around. So shifting the weight left there, going all the way back onto all fours. From here, gently tuck the toes, press down through the hands. Big inhale, lift the hips up nice and high. And easy exhale, soften back. Sway the roots side to side. Let's find some nice centered place. From here we'll lean right, take a big inhale, lift that left leg all the way back up behind you. Maybe open it up. And then as you exhale, gently lean forward, look forward, tuck that knee in. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, bring it across the body, bring that knee all the way towards the right elbow there. Look forward, lean forward. And as you inhale, take it back. Easy exhale, draw the knee towards the chest and gently plant the foot right by the hands. Push down, big inhale to come all the way up. Easy exhale, soften. Big inhale, lift. Easy exhale, gentle twist open, nice and wide. Big inhale to rock back. And easy exhale all the way up and over, crawling straight through that warrior 3, lifting. Hanging out of it. Nice reverse warrior from here, leaving the right fingertips on the ground, swivel and open towards that left side. Easy does it, left fingertips from the ground, it's open half moon. Easy knees. One more time, reversing it there, right fingertips by the ground, reversing out. And then slowly bring both fingertips from the ground and allow that back foot just to meet up with the front foot there. Folding up and over the legs. Breathe big and full. Chair pose from here, allow the hips to sink towards the ground as the top of the body lifts up. Swaying side to side. Big inhale, lift. And easy exhale, soften. Bring the hands together. Be a gentle twist towards that right side. Easy does it. Bring it out, lift all the way up through center. And easy exhale, allow the hands to join. Twist towards that. Bring it out, lift. And easy exhale, all the way up and over the legs. And let the hands maybe join behind you. Fingertips forward. Maybe a gentle swing. And then undo the fingertips down behind you. Gently place them down to sink the hips. Coming down into a nice gentle squat. Maybe swaying a bit here. Playing around, finding some room for the hips on this side and then gently move it around on this side. It feels nice to sink the heels all the way to the ground and gently open out here. Just playing around. Again, just finding some room. Some room for the hips. If you are on a rock and rolling crow pose, just gently leaning back. So much so that you can lean forward, find some room here, open the hands, look forward, lean forward. You might catch some air. I'm just keeping it super easy. If you want to put a cushion at the front there, go for that. Look forward, lean forward. And when you're ready, welcome back. Just staying in that play time. So just play, look forward, lean forward. It's the same with anything that we're moving into. And there might be some room there. Look forward, lean forward. And easy does it. If you want to play, we haven't done this one yet, but if you want to play in the side, on the side crow, it's the same kind of movement. So we'll come up onto, sort of into that squat, gently placing the hands down one side and finding a shelf. We're just finding a shelf on the backs of the elbows there. So we'll lean down, same thing, we've done this for a while. Look forward, lean forward, and you might catch some air. And then come to the other side, same thing, just lean down, look forward, lean forward. So you want to take your eyes into just a spot a little bit out of ways in front. And just that leaning motion will be enough to lift that foot up. So you can take that top foot off and just leaning to playing with that for a while and seeing what feels nice. Try not to concentrate too hard. You just want to play around. And then gently, done playing with that, coming all the way down to the ground. Allow your seat to find the ground. Both hands, both feet on the ground. Turn the fingertips to face forward. Press down through the feet, down to the hands. Lift those hips up. Feels nice to drop the head back. Feel free to drop it back. And then slowly lower the hips all the way to the ground. Gently unwind the spine and coming down with the elbows and the hands all the way to the ground. From here, open the feet about hip distance apart, pressing down through the feet. Feet are fat on the floor, lift the hips up and nice gentle bridge. And then when you're ready, gently lower towards the ground. Bring those knees in for a squeeze. And then allow them to just rock away and maybe sway a little bit side to side. When you're up towards the sky, leaning up. And then gently lowering down, so much so that they're almost touching the ground, opening up, and then drawing them back in towards the chest for a squeeze. Taking them up towards the sky, opening up, easy does it, and then bringing everything back in for a squeeze. Up towards the sky, opening up, gentle, and bringing everything in for a squeeze. A few more times there, opening up to the sky. Opening up and drawing everything back in for a squeeze. 2 more times, all the way up. Opening up, bringing it in. 1 more time, opening up. Taking out this time, big easy breaths, feel it out there. And then drawing it in for a squeeze. Gently opening the knees nice and wide, happy baby from here. Maybe holding onto the feet or swaying a little bit. From here, bring the knees into a first squeeze, taking them all the way over to the right side. So draw both knees all the way over towards that right side. Just a gentle twist in the spine. All the way back, bringing the knees in for a squeeze, another big squeeze here, taking it all the way over that left side, gentle twist. To gently unravel out of that one. And whatever you like, you want to rock and roll a little bit, move back there, or go into something headstand, shoulder stand. If you want to try shoulder stand, you haven't before, keeping super soft, just really lifting the hips up and slowly taking the feet all the way back there. Gently bring the hands under the lower back, so resting on the lower back there, elbows on the ground. And then when you're ready, just extending the legs nice and high. If you want to hang out lying down, you're ready to lie down, feel free to do that. If you want to bring the knees to rest on the forehead, you can do that, tucking out. Anything that feels really nice. If you are hanging upside down, maybe moving those legs around, just finding some room. Even here. Breathing bigger before. And then slowly lowering the back all the way to the ground. Easy does it, just one vertebra at a time. Gently bring the knees in for a squeeze. And then when you're ready, extending the legs out in front. Leaning out. the eyes and just allow the hands to come together in front of the heart. 2 more big inhales. Easy inhale. And long, easy exhale. Once more big inhale. And long, easy exhale. One more time. And gently soften the arms down to the side. And again, allow yourself time to just check in. And eventually open your eyes. Da-da-da. Cool, thanks you guys. It was a little bit longer today because we did that little bit of meditation at the beginning. I hope it was helpful. And it's nice to see you all here. Yeah, just let me know how it went. And again, if there's anything that you want to work on, it was fun to play in side crow. We hadn't done that before, so that's always really fun. Yeah, and it's just, playing around. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I've got a puppy waiting outside the door here, so thank you. I hope you had a good day. Thank you, Viola. Oh, and I have chosen a date for the workshop. It will be on the 8th of May, probably sometime in the afternoon. So if you guys work during the day, it'll probably be around 5 in the afternoon, maybe even a little bit later, we'll see, depending on the light. And yeah, so we just have a fun workshop. I've got a fun name for it. It's called The Shit Happened, Now What? So it should be fun. We'll move, we'll probably do some journal work and a little meditation. So yeah, I think it might be about an hour and a half, probably 90 minutes, I'd say, realistically. So yeah, you get a longer yoga class, longer relaxation, and some, good questions. Yeah, did you like the name? I thought you might. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that on live camera, but that's what it's called. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful day.